In the meantime, Senator Matt Canavan, welcome back here to Paul Murray Live, and the wonderful Nicholas Rees, who's the Deputy Lord Mayor of Melbourne. Hello to you, big fella, pocket square and all. Now, away from this, let's talk about the boss of a mining company who today, she woke up to people protesting out the front of her house. Matt, the police were eventually called here, but what does it say about the doomsday cultists who are so obsessed with climate change that they think it's okay to turn up to someone's personal home? Now, if these people had any balls, they'd turn up and go 24 hours at the Chinese embassy. After all, they do more harm than any Australian mining company does. But what does it say about how low they're willing to go to pitch up at the front of a CEO's house?
Well, these activists are just lowlifes, Paul, absolute lowlifes. They should be charged here. It should be absolutely untenable in this country to seek to intimidate people in their own homes. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter how much you disagree with someone politically, economically, socially. You should not go and interrupt people in their own homes, with their own families. I don't know if this particular boss had a family home or not, but she very well could have. It's absolutely outrageous and should be condemned across the political landscape. I just want to highlight one other detail here, Paul, in the story, though, that apparently there was an ABC TV crew there to film the protest.
Correct.
Now, the story says they weren't involved in the protest, but hang on. How did they know the protest was going on? And who approved the ABC to give publicity to this outrageous event? Some questions have to be asked there, because clearly they would have known, turning up to a suburban home in a suburban street, that this was not a protest out the front of an office building or in a public space. They were invading someone's private home. And why the hell would our national broadcaster be giving any kind of credence to such a despicable act?
And the reality is that, of course, they're riding shotgun there, and they'll say they were just covering news, but there's got to be certain actions that you're not willing to go ahead and plaster everywhere, including picketing out the front of the Woodside CEO's house. Nicholas, you would agree that the picketing of homes, no matter whom you are picketing, is off the table?
Yes, I totally agree with that. It crosses a line. It takes, it's an invasion into someone's private space, their personal space, their family life, and it's completely wrong. But I actually think this whole story seems to involve multiple lines being crossed. You said that they invaded her private property until the police turned up, but it seems like the police were waiting, from the reports I've read. In fact, 6 of them. And so clearly there's quite a bit of police surveillance that's been going on here, clearly infiltrated a group of environmental activists. Would be interesting to know what's actually been going on there. And then, as we've just heard, of course, you've got the ABC running shotgun with the protesters as well. And so whether it's protesters crossing a line and invading someone's personal space, whether it's police doing surveillance of environmental groups, or the ABC in on the whole thing, following protesters around while they cross the line, there's lots of people that need to answer a lot of questions over in the West about all of this, I reckon.